And welcome back to Lantern Corp video. This one comes to us from Wade Wilson and Collis Williams, um, who asked the question, what Lantern Corps do I think Guts from Berserker belongs into? Now, to be fair, I didn't really read Berserker, and I only watched a little bit of the anime and not the continuation of the anime. But I do know at least enough about his personality to feel like I can properly gauge where he would be in the Lantern Corps. So just let's just get into it. I mean, I can only go into so much, especially because if you know Guts, you know what his personality is like. So right off the bat, actually, I think Death really needs to be considered as a Lantern Corps. Now, normally speaking, there's two main requirements to be a Lantern of Death. You either need to be dead, or you need to have died previously. But there is a third option. You need to be so engrossed, encompassed by death, bathed pretty much in death, almost worship death. You can qualify at that point to be a Black Lantern. Now, Guts certainly isn't the first one. Let me just adjust that. There we go. Isn't the first two. As far as I remember, he didn't die when Griffith went rogue and did all the effed up shit. But when you talk about death, Guts has been surrounded by death since he was a kid. He has slaughtered so many, not just men and women. He's slaughtered men, women, demons, ghosts, monsters, gods. Like his sword is bathed in so much supernatural blood that he can literally kill ghosts. So I would have to think Black Lantern would be, weirdly enough, a great Lantern Corps for him. Another one that I think is a really strong candidate is Red, the Red Lantern Corps of Rage. Because when you think of Guts, you think of someone who's angry and pissed off, constantly pissed off. And when you think about everything that's happened to him, even like his childhood, even in his adult life, particularly what happened later on in his adult life. I think rage has to be in consideration. Then you talk about like fear. Yeah, most people are afraid on some level of Guts. He has a reputation to him. It would just make sense that fear would fit him to some degree. And then Will, particularly climbing out of the situation he was in as a kid and even further along in his adult career, and being able to overcome all those odds takes so much willpower that it is insane how he's able to keep coming back and keep going. So the question is, of green, yellow, red, and black, which one do I think is the most likely? Well, in order to do that, I think we need to do a little process of elimination. I actually think yellow is probably the least likely, and that's more because, like, when monsters and gods in his world face him, they're not immediately afraid of him. He doesn't strike hearts in the fear of everyone that he comes near. Sure, he does. He definitely scares the crap out of people, but he's not like, oh, it's Guts, oh God, like when he walks into town, although people will probably look at his sword and be like, what the hell? So I have to get fear out of there, though it's still very possible, but it's the least likely of the four. So fear's gone. Then we get stuck with red, black, and green. And now this is where it gets really difficult, because quite frankly, I think it's close to an even spread of all three of these ones. Like all three of these probably have a solid chance of being the ring he'd go that would attach to him. But obviously, if say like all three of these rings went to him at the same time, which one would go to him most likely? If I'm gonna axe off the third one, I'm going to lean towards black. Now, the only reason I'm doing that is because he isn't dead. He isn't, nor has he ever died. And those are the two easier qualifications to be a Black Lantern than the third. Not to say he doesn't meet the third, but I think his willpower and rage do override his how much representation of death he kind of embodies. So even though black is a really strong option, I still got to go either with green or red in this case. And this is, again, where it is really difficult to pick, because in one argument you can make, the reason Berserker is a Berserker's rage. That's the whole idea of the show, or the title of the series, that he goes into a Berserker's rage. when he fights. But you go with Green with the perseverance dealt with, they're almost toe and toe. The thing about this is, for me, it breaks down to why he persevered, why he continued on. Yes, the willpower is there, absolutely. But it's more in the motivation behind that, because technically, here's the weird thing. A lot of lantern rings kind of can go hand in hand with each other. Hope and will are the two most obvious connected ones. But when you think about it, what drives your will could be any one of the other Lantern Corps emotions when you think about it. Avarice, your willpower, you continually press on because you're greedy. That's a form of will. Granted, it's obviously avarice as well. Doing anything for the person you love. You're powered by love powers your will, but it's still love that's the guiding force towards your will, but still it's powering your will. Fear is the opposite of will, is the enemy of will, so that one doesn't really count. But again, hope, will go hand in hand. Compassion. I'll admit, compassion and will don't necessarily fit well, but still they can work. Your willingness, your will to preserve life, White Lantern Corps. Your will to kill, I guess. Black Lantern Corps, if you want to get kind of technical. But one of the big real motivators with will sometimes, perseverance, is anger. Anger is a driving force for a lot of people who are blinded by rage, blinded by wanting revenge. So that rage helps you persevere. So while they're not the same, they can go together in a way. So on that basis, I am going to lean towards the Red Lantern Corps for Guts. And I think a lot of people would probably choose that for him, just given the nature of the show, the title of the show, all that, and the nature of Guts' character. But I still think Yellow Lantern Corps Fear, Green Lantern Corps Will, and Black Lantern Corps would still fit. Guts is a diverse enough character that he really could qualify for a lot of different Lantern Corps. But if you're going to ask me right now what Lantern Corps I think he does belong into, it's the Red Lantern Corps of Rage. I think that's the one that he would most likely qualify for. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's most likely red? Do you think the other 4 are good options as well? Or do you think it's possible he could qualify for the other 5? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll review it at some point. Hit that bell for notifications if you want to be notified. Until then, thanks for watching. I got to pre-record my what if for tomorrow. Circumstances have changed where I don't think I'm going to have time in the morning to record it, so I want to record it now. Because normally speaking, my late days I like do 11 to 6 at work. Someone asked me, do I have a job? Because they said, not to be rude, no, I really like your stuff and I want you to make money at this. Do you have a job? I'm like, yes, I have a job. I actually have a day job. And trust me, right now I can't make any money on this channel. Not just because like YouTube changed their whole structure of doing that, which I felt was not needed, but whatever. But also just because even if I did go with the new parameters that they kind of set up, I'm still not making money. Like a month, I'd be making maybe like $150 a month. So there's no way I could literally quit my job and do this for a living. Generally speaking, the best time, a piece of advice, at least from me, and at least from the way I've heard it described by some other people, is that if you want to quit your job and do something like YouTube full time, first off, you're not going to make a lot of money with YouTube unless you're doing like super chats, those live chat kind of features, memberships, patrons, all that. But if you want to try to go with the analytic phase or process of it, you should probably, whatever your day job was, you should probably work up to making about double what you were making with your day job to make it worth doing a YouTube video at full time, as a full-time gig. Because I'm not going to say what I make. But if I made double what I made, trust me, if I made double what I make at work right now on my YouTube channel, I would do this in a heartbeat for a living compared to the other one. The only other problem that comes with it, though, is taxes. Because now you are self-employed and you've got to do your own taxes. You don't get W-2s. So, yeah, I mean, you get something from YouTube, obviously, to help you with your taxes, but you don't get tax forms. Self-employment is a tricky business. I digress. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back tomorrow with my What If. I believe we're on Naruto being adopted by Makoto Part 12, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that real quick, because I literally just put up the last part yesterday. Oh, yep, Part 12 will be tomorrow. So thanks for watching. See you later.